This is Rochelle Dancel, and you're watching WebVee Guide.
I am here with Rochelle Dancel. This is Daniela DiIorio with WebVee Guide. And Rochelle, tell me a little bit about yourself and your background in the web world.
Oh gosh. I can't even remember where to start. I guess so. My first show, and probably the one that I'm most used to talking about, was BJ Fletcher Private Eye, which launched on AfterEllen.com in 2008. And I made that with Regan Latimer. I joined on the second season, and then have sort of continued on. So that's been, I don't know, like 5 years or something, now that we've been going. And our third season, the final season of Fletcher, came out last year to 2012. So yeah, it's been pretty cool. And sort of so I take, or to date, have taken much more of a producer's role, which, I think if you'd have told me that a few years ago, I would have laughed at, because I trained as an actor, so, and have always been kind of, in front of camera, so it was an interesting one. But, I mean, in terms of my sort of, day job, I think I mentioned in the Hangout, I've been working in online marketing for years now, and making web series and shows sort of in the evening. So, and I'm making, branded content and all that kind of stuff now, sort of both for clients as well as the other shows that I'm working on. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey and an interesting sort of evolution, kind of getting my two worlds to sort of join each other. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I guess on web series, the roles are not so, especially when you're making them yourself, the roles aren't so clear cut as they are in, perhaps, sort of television or film, like with the, big shows with big numbers of people to work on them. So, as the team from Seeking Simone once said, ages ago, they were just like, on a set, everyone moves the sandbags. Like, you don't just turn up. Like, everyone helps, and you just do what it is that needs doing. So yeah, it's been an interesting ride.
It's funny that you said that, because going from sometimes being on like web sets in comparison to being on sets with regular media, how everybody moves a sandbag on web sets, and on regular media it's just so funny, because I'll like show up and then I leave. But when I'm on like a show for the internet, I'm like, okay, what else can I do? Because the crew is so scarce. You're like, you feel it, you feel bad, and it's just funny. Yeah, everybody moves a sandbag. Everybody moves it.
Yeah, you can't just sort of show up. I think it's a sort of rite of passage on Fletcher, is when you get to hold the boom, and so everyone, like even all the cast, everyone has turned up. And the sort of the one day I actually did on the set with them, because they film in Toronto, and I live in London. The one day I did on the set with them, I had to hold the mic. I was just like, yay!
Make yourself useful.
I'm on holiday. Yeah, it was an interesting one.
That's amazing.
I'm one of those producers that firmly believes that producers shouldn't be anywhere near set when they're shooting. So I felt, it's kind of slightly awkward at that moment, and I was just, but it was fine, and the cast, obviously were lovely and welcoming and everything. So looking forward to doing, I guess, more of that in future.
So now, what's going on in the future? I hear that you and Tina are working on a new show called Producing Juliet.
Yes, so Producing Juliet is a new show which is premiering on the WebVee, which I am so excited about, because this is the first year that London will be getting its own web series festival, and it's part of the Rain Dance Film Festival. And yeah, so Juliet is premiering, first episode's coming out then, so it's been good to sort of have a deadline to work to get the first sort of episode in, and so on and so forth, in time for the festival submissions and that. But I'm really excited, as an aside to this for the WebFest, that Fletcher also made official selection. So
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, so I have two shows. I have two shows at London WebFest, and I think kind of personally, because like Regan and I are really good friends, and we've known each other for at least 10 years now. And I've done all of the sort of like European promo events for Fletcher, but by myself. So she hasn't been over here, and I haven't been to the ones where Fletcher's screened in North America. So this is going to be the first time that we've seen Fletcher together and on a big screen and everything. So I'm really
so excited. Oh my God, that's really cool. Oh my God, congratulations.
Thank you. So yeah, so that's happening that weekend, but Juliet is the premiere show, and I think so Rachel Flores, who did Anyone But Me.
Anyone But Me, yeah.
She's in it, and Alicia Spillman, who's just done a play, she's finished a play with Rachel, is in it, and they're both coming over, which I'm really excited about.
Oh wow, it's gonna be a party.
It is. It's gonna be huge. It's on the day before the 27th of September. I'm hosting a panel as part of Social Media Week. So Social Media Week runs the 22nd to the 27th. I think both, well, it's here and I think globally as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I found out the timing of that, and it literally backs onto the weekend for Reynolds, I was like, well, who else is going to be in town? We might as well take advantage of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited about it because it is part of the Social Media Week calendar and not specifically part of, Rain Dance, although inevitably there will be crossover. We get to talk about web series, but from a marketing community engagement point of view. The panels that I've previously seen on web series, the web series panels that I've been to, have always come at a point of view of the creators. Story, film, kind of casting, funding, all those sorts of things. But in terms of the actual, from the kind of marketing perspective, community engagement, those sorts of things, it's either kind of an aside or it's always, I really want to take this opportunity, as we are going to be surrounded by marketers. It's Social Media Week.
Yeah.
To kind of bring the two together.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, so I'm hosting a panel event called Pimp My Web Series: Turning Viewers into Doers. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, and so Tina's going to be on the panel, and Regan is on the panel. We also have Brett Snellgrove, who is an audience partner development manager at Buzz My Videos.
Mm-hmm.
He also has a show on Hoo Ha. He's on the panel. Susan Clark, who created Chronicles of Syntax, which is on the multiverse for Channel Flip. She's also going to be on. She has a huge community. They're like 11,000 Twitter followers. It's just mental.
Wow.
Got a couple of community managers who work from other agencies who are completely not anything to do with web series, but are really adept at managing communities, for bigger brands, such as Unilever. So, I've got all those people on the panel, and I'm just super excited about it. This is going to be a mad weekend.
That sounds amazing.
So yeah, it's September's going to be busy for all of us, I think.
I heard of the Chronicles of Syntax because I'm actually going to London for the VidFest in October with WebVee Guide to do a few panels and to also be on the floor and interview a few people. And I do remember checking out, what was her name? The Chronicles of Syntax creator.
Yeah, Susan Clark.
Susan Clark, yes. I always get her and Lisa Gifford mixed up for some reason, because I don't know, their shows are completely not the same. I don't know why. It's just
they don't even look the same.
You know how you have those names that sometimes, for whatever reason, I think maybe I saw their names together. I don't know. I can't logically explain why. But no, I'm actually a little bummed that I'm not. When Tina started talking about about the panel that you guys are going to be on. I was like waiting for you to tell me that it was the same weekend, for her to tell me that it was the same weekend and that it was the same festival. Then I was like, ah.
Never mind. I'm sure you should come next year. Come next year. It'll be fine.
Okay, next year hopefully I'll come with my crew. That would be fun. We would. Oh my God,
Yeah,
we would have a blast in London. That would be great. So now you're doing this panel in September. You cut off a little bit. You said September 27th.
Yes. So it's the Friday before London Web Fest.
Okay, and then you premiere for Producing Juliet at the Rain Dance Festival, which is what day?
The 28th, I believe. Yeah. I actually haven't had it confirmed, but I think that we're going to be on the first night.
Oh, okay. And so now, what is the next project after this? Are you going to be doing something else, or is all of your focus right now on Producing Juliet?
So I'm working on a new show with Regan Latimer, again from Fletcher, and it's called Witch, the web series. And there's really not an awful lot I can say about it. So we're going to be filming it in London and Toronto, and it was something that I think we both felt really strongly about doing. And the cast at the moment will feature some very familiar people in both kind of web series and television world. And yeah, we should be releasing the trailer very soon. But yeah, we're in pre-production, and that's all I'm allowed to say about that. But we're super excited.
Got it. I understand. I totally get it. So I will not be asking you any more questions because I know how frustrating that is when people want more and you're literally like, no, you don't understand. I will get back. So now tell me where people can find you so we know more about the shows that are coming up. And when we will be able to see the trailer and possibly tweet at you to ask more information, providing we are allowed to.
Okay, so Producing Juliet, everywhere on the web, under producingjuliet.com. Okay, so which is going to be available on whichthewebseries.com. And, but probably just best to follow everyone on Twitter, so I'm just at Rochelle Dancel, and Regan's at Regan Latimer.
Great. Awesome, Rochelle. We'll definitely email you before we go, and have a great holiday.
All right. Yay.
Yay. Well, thank you so much, and again, have a good evening.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.
Bye.